In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to publish your first game. Obviously, there's a lot of places where you can publish your first game, but for starters, we highly recommend using itch.io, and honestly, even as you get more experienced. Itch.io is a huge website with probably millions of games, and it's actually where we host all of our game jams. If you're interested in that, links below. So the first thing that we're going to do is open up your project, and then we're going to go to File, Build Settings, and we're going to have to drag and drop all the scenes that we want in our game. For this example, we only have the one scene. The next thing that you got to do is choose what you're building it for. If you're doing game jams, I highly recommend using WebGL, that way you get more people voting on your stuff. However, we're going to build ours for a Windows desktop. Build will just build your project, which is what I'm going to do, but you're probably going to want to build and run your project. That way you can immediately test it out without the hassle of opening it up, because that takes so long. Then it'll open up your desktop, and I suggest creating a new folder outside of your game project. Name it whatever you want, you can change it later, and then hit select folder. And now your game will begin to build. Now if you get errors, then there are going to be some things in your project that you need to fix. For us, we just needed to edit a few scripts, and it shouldn't take any more than a few minutes if your game is working properly in the editor. Once it's finished building, you're going to want to test out every application of your game that you can think of before publishing it. Really take your time on this. Obviously, you're not going to find all the bugs in your game, but it's always better for you to find them as opposed to your users. After that, you're going to want to compress it to a zip folder. You can do that by right-clicking it and hit Send to Compressed Folder. Don't mind these icons, yours should look like this. All right, now we're going to head on over to itch.io. Once there, you're going to create a new profile if you don't already have one, and then you're going to click on the arrow next to your profile picture and click Upload New Project. Now there's a bunch of fields for you to fill out. Some of these are obvious, like title, short description, and description, but we're going to talk about some of the other ones, such as game link. This is going to be a link to your itch.io page that holds your game. By default, it's going to be www.yourprofilename.itch.io/name of your game. You can edit the / part. Obviously, you don't always want to. Sometimes just going with your game name is good. But for things like the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, you might want to just put down Skyrim. Then you got your pricing. If you want to be able to accept money for your project, you're going to have to put in your bank information. And then the best thing to do for your price totally depends on your project. If you're passionate about the game that you made, but it's not exactly complete or it's missing a few things, I recommend just leaving it as donation or no payment at all. The default donation is $2. I'm going to increase mine to $5. And then for the paid part, if you've completed your game and it has all the features that you intended it to have and you view it as an actual product, I recommend using paid. I also would say not to go below $5. Itch.io is really generous and only takes 10% of the cut, but if you're going to make money off of your project, you might as well actually make money. Now it's time to upload that zip folder I was talking about earlier, fill in some of these other widgets while you wait, then finally hit Save and View Page. You'll have to do this before you publish it, that way you can double check everything. And if you want, you can edit the theme, which I highly recommend, and add your own image and stuff like that. And then finally you go back, and then you can publish your page. And now you've officially published your first game. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is updating your game. So go to Edit Game, go down to Uploads, and what you should do is follow this tip and use this butler thingy. But I never do because I'm lazy, so instead I just delete the file and upload the updated version. This is time consuming, and again, you should use the butler one, but I don't. Alright, and that's it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.